You're watching Nike EYBL Scholastic at the Porte Invitational on League Ready. How fitting, we got the old Hoosiers bus outside in LaPorte as TCA, Tennessee Collegiate Academy, takes on the CIA Bella Vista team. And good morning to everybody. It's our first of three here today on this Saturday. He's Chris Sparks. I'm Max Tolman. We got the Hoosiers bus. You got the huge Indiana football win last night. So who better to start with than Vaughn Carvalho for Bella Vista Prep, a kid who's going to be calling Bloomington home next year?
Yeah, I mean, he's just really going to fit into Darren DeVries' system well. Really skilled player, athletic, can shoot from distance, but has a good feel for the game. And no better situation to be here than in this old school gym in LaPorte, Indiana, with the Hoosiers Huskers bus out front, Max.
Easy kid to pick out, too. He's got tremendous hair. He's got the look. He's got the skill. He's a great shooter. So on what side? Carvalho, a big storyline and a big key for CIA Bella Vista. On the other side, for Tennessee Collegiate Academy, we talk so much about Mason Williams, it feels like, in these opens because he's been so good. But Nate Miles was their biggest contributor offensively a day ago.
Yeah, Miles, kind of like what I would call the Charles Barkley of this team, where he's just kind of an undersized guy that does a lot of work inside. Comes from a really good pedigree. Lima Senior High School in Lima, Ohio. Most people don't know, but the guards that have came out of that school over the past 20 years have been phenomenal. Nevertheless, he's going to have a really strong game today. Step outside maybe a little bit more than what he's comfortable doing and knock down all his free throws.
Yeah, 6'4", but he plays a lot bigger than that. He's just a force on the glass. He was a big reason they were able to keep that game with Brewster close through the second and third into the fourth quarter. It looked like out of the gate, Brewster was just going to run right past him and run him out of the gym, but it was a great effort after that initial surge. They called timeout. They got things under control, and this TCA team is going to run out the same starting five we saw yesterday. Keeper Jackson was a little quiet yesterday, just 7 points, but, you know, Denare Vital is a kid. 3 blocks, 5 rebounds. He was a big force for them in terms of rim protection.
Yeah, Coach Wright is just loaded here, so it's kind of just the options are endless. And what are you going to do based on the team that you're playing and the style of ball that you want to play today?
Paul Osaruyi, somebody to watch on the other team, obviously. 5-star kid, the junior from Scarborough, Ontario, Canada, part of the starting five for a team 4-1 in the EYBL Scholastic at CIA Bella Vista. They're the team in white. They've got the ball. Miles Sadler, tremendous score. He's led the team in scoring each of the last 2 games. Oh, we talked about him in the open. That was a nice Euro step, but rejected away.
You know, it's always great to see. This is the best time to play basketball, a Saturday afternoon game. You don't have the super early time where you have to wake up, but it just shows who the real gamers are, Max. Like, who loves basketball are all these ones that thrive on these Saturday afternoon matchups.
First look at is Miles, who misfires on the 3. The route collected by Sadler. Oh, great lob ahead. Mess up, and maybe that is a moment that happens at noon on a Saturday and not at 4 p.m.
You know, the one good thing about, just because of how intimate this gym is, Max, is this is a shooter's gym. The rims, the background, the feel of the gym. I think we'll see a lot of shots going in from deep because it just has a good feel.
Mason Williams scoops it all the way up and in. Great up and under for the point guard, the senior who's uncommitted right now. Quick game with some good flow. What's the key as a coach? What's the message to getting the best out of your guys in the first quarter of a game at this time?
Well, you know, on these Saturday afternoon games, I always like to establish everything from the inside out. Attack the paint, attack the rim, get to the foul line, get your big guys involved early.
Jackson back to Williams. Great ball movement. And a contested layup falls.
Boy, just these guys love to get out on the break, and it's kind of a bit of a secondary break. They're not getting their scores off the first or second pass off the fast break, but they just continue to have a good nose for the rim.
There's Carvalho. That's a tough 2 from the baseline as he was hanging, but second chance falls in. Good job on the offensive glass from Abdou Saini.
Always good to have somebody like that in the middle to clean up your misses.
They've got a lot of great size.
Gives you a lot of freedom as a shooter, as a scorer.
So much high-quality prep basketball being played in Arizona these days. Bella Vista from the Phoenix area. Mason Williams in the corner splashes home the triple. He's got an early 5.
I really like watching Mason play. I mean, he's a bit of a throwback guard to me. I mean, he's a point guard, but he's also a scoring guard, and he just plays so well within himself.
Iris Robinson, no good. There is Miles at 6'4", but plays so much bigger than that. Williams open in transition. Would have been a big 3 and a 10-2 start in the early few minutes. And for TCA, great adjustment. They came out so slow yesterday. Brewster was just lighting them up from distance. They were popping the basketball all around the perimeter. That's a great drive to the cup. Bucket and a foul. That's Lyris Robinson, but TCA coming out a lot quicker and smoother today.
Yeah, again, both teams really trying to establish attacking the rim and getting early high-quality shots. That time playing through the contact, and, the officials are letting these guys play. That's a good thing. We don't want too many whistles, especially with the amount of talent out there. These kids don't need to get every call. They want to play through contact. They really are next-level players. They want to play a next-level game, and you have to commend the officials so far with letting them play.
Us as broadcasters, we always prefer fewer whistles, right? So do the fans at home. I'm not so sure on the coach front whether or not you guys want just more accurate or let them play a little bit.
You want it consistent. You want them to let them play. Yeah, you want to let them play, but you want it to be consistent.
A rare turnover there for TCA. Remember, they only turned the ball over 7 times yesterday, but Brewster, they only turned it over on 4 occasions, so they're actually -3 in the turnover department for a game that had pretty good pace going. It's the second turnover for Miles as Sadler gets into the paint. Good body work there from Osaruyi. Got all the black jerseys sucked in there. Sadler with the floater. It's a fight for the rebound every single time Will Nelson Jr. comes away with it. We saw his debut for Tennessee Collegiate yesterday. Here he is straight away and straight in.
Yeah, one of the highest percentage threes right there, Max, is a trailing fast break big man. Mobile 4 or 5 that can shoot that. That's a high percentage shot.
Arvala off to a slow start here. Vital knocking it around through himself. Not a guy who does a ton in terms of scoring. Only 2 attempts at 4 points yesterday, but does a lot of the gritty, dirty work in the paint for this team. Rise and fire. Rounded out for Will Nelson Jr. A beautiful look ahead for Lyris Robinson.
Yeah, that's a good point guard right there. That's good action. If you can execute a fast break off of 2 passes instead of 20 dribbles, that's a good day.
I mean, that's just stealing a bucket.
Yep.
Keeper Jackson hasn't looked for his shot yet. Didn't have a great day. Just 9 points, 3 of 12 from the floor, and it's another transition bucket this time for Saney.
Yeah, both teams eyes up, Max, looking for the quick, easy points.
An early start in terms of our tip-off at noon local here in LaPorte. Maybe just a slow job getting back on back-to-back possessions for TCA, costing them 4 points.
Yeah, both teams, they obviously have great athletes on both sides, but the ability as a guard or even a big man, it's even more important to catch the ball, establish protection of the ball, but then look down floor. Those are some of the greatest attributes that coaches love to see. Big guys, you look at some of the best that ever did it, Wes Unseld, Kevin Love, catching that ball, turning and looking for the wingman running or the point guard streaking up the middle, and then just one strong pass overhead. That's the most efficient play in the game, is one or 2 passes in a quick transition basket.
We hit on it a bit yesterday. It just seems like big men all across the sport, high school, college, in the NBA certainly as well, are just expected to distribute much better, it feels like, than before. I feel like Jokic helped kind of set that tone, too, where, hey, big men got to be able to find the open guy.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, with the physicality of the game being removed like it has been the past 10 years, the skill part becomes even more important for the big guys. Looks like we've got Bella Vista out here in a little 2-3 zone now.
And they get the steal and a chance to get out on the break again in the 2-handed slam for Minokoro.
Yeah, this is a good call. I like this by Coach Wright to shake it up on defense a little bit. I mean, ultimately, most college coaches want to see these kids playing man-to-man defense to see what they can do. But, again, you're trying to win a game, and TCA was so adept at getting to the rim. This is a good little shake-up by Coach Wright and Bella Vista.
It's a 6-0 run, and it's 6-0 on fast break points coming over the last 60 seconds. Just a wild stretch. Maybe Mason Williams can get him back under control, and he absorbs some contact and a foul against Miles Sadler. 4-star West Virginia commit. There's 2 West Virginia commits in this senior class for Bella Vista. Him and Aliou Diom, who comes off the bench That's how deep this team is. You got a 4-star kid going to West Virginia to play with the Mountaineers, and he's not in the starting 5.
Yeah, that's, a lot of these programs, that's the norm.
It's the number 13 center in the class in Diome. Oh, he's out there right now, protecting the rim in the paint. Goes out to guard Miles at 6'4". I mean, this is quite the disparity. 6 inches, the height differential. Struggling to find some offense. A trip to the free throw line could solve that for Jackson Hardaway, the senior from Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah, good strong move by Hardaway. I love how he established the post early and strong. And you could tell that, he could tell they were a little bit out of sync. Everybody was just kind of standing around ball watching. He said, just give me the ball on the block and let me do something, and draws the foul, gets to the line. One of the best ways to get your team back out of a little slump or a little bit of lull, just get to the free throw line, knock down 1 or 2.
Free throw line was a big struggle for them a day ago. 57%, just 8 of 14. They only shot at 28% from 3, but they still hung around in that matchup versus a top 15 foe. And Brewster Bobcats. Sign of a good team that's growing. Really didn't play their best, but able to keep it tight.
Yeah, and you have to step up those free throws. I mean, as a coach, that's one thing that you see in somebody as to what their commitment level is, Max, is what their free throw shooting percentage is.
Blocking foul, it goes. And a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Yeah, so, I mean, that was a good call by the official. Years ago, people would have thought that's a charge, but now you can't slide underneath the player after he's in the process of elevating, and looks like he was just a half step early that time. But again, TCA really trying to keep up with the transition from Bella Vista, and they're really not doing it. The most important thing, Max, is when you transition from offense to defense is those first 3 steps back on defense. They have to be an all-out sprint. Right now, TCA just isn't doing that.
I think there was some confusion as to whether or not they were counting the bucket, and it was 2 shots or 1. Jalen White got really up there to corral that offensive rebound.
Yeah, the athleticism of some of these. You can't even call them kids. I mean, they're grown men.
White's a 4-star junior with offers from the likes of Washington and UNLV, interest from Oregon and TCU, and Beavers from Oregon State. What can they do in the half-court offense? Because in transitions where they've gotten nearly half their points so far, they haven't done a lot in the half-court.
They just haven't completed plays. I mean, they've done a good job of getting to the rim. I mean, Carvalho did a pretty good job getting there, too. I don't know why he's not back in, but they just have to finish a little bit. And again, that's something coaches want to see. That's what they're going to have to do on the next level, is play through contact.
Mason Williams stancing his way into the lane, gets it back. Double team him on the baseline. That's great ball pressure from this Bella Vista team. Full court pressure. All of a sudden, these possessions go by pretty quickly. You look up, the clock's at 10. Will Nelson Jr. trying to do it on his own. Jackson keeps it alive, swatted away by Osaruyi. Miles' second chance. No, it's still here. Well, Nelson got hacked on the arm.
A lot of offensive rebounds that time, Max. And, one thing, I admire a kid if he wants to get the ball and try and go up and explode through the contact, catch the offensive rebound, keep it high and go back up. But a lot of times, if you have a 6'6" or 6'7" freak athlete in front of you, or maybe 2 of them, one of the highest percentage shots off the offensive rebound is a wide open 3. So if you don't have it, don't try and force it. Maybe look out of your peripheral to see if someone is open on the perimeter.
Chase Gibbons, we saw it there for 22 minutes off the bench yesterday. At 6 points. Oh, good footwork there from Jackson Hardaway.
Yeah, nice little opposite hand on the left side. Use a little up and under with the right.
13-13. They hit 4 of their last 5 shots, but Sadler thought he got fouled, blew the bunny. Mason Williams trying to go quickly downhill. That's a dangerous pass. Sadler comes away with it, 2-on-2, leads to the transition 3 that swirls out. And it's last off of Bella Vista.
Yeah, just a real forced shot by Nelson that time. I mean, transition 3, a little bit of a frustration shot after he didn't get the foul on the last play close to the rim. And, as a point guard, you can't be taking shots like that. It just really hurts your team.
Miles all the way in. He can't hit from the welcome mat. That was a great seal from Hardaway. Played some nice quality minutes off the bench. Bella Vista, whether they're getting buckets at transition or now drawing fouls, they want to get out and push the pace.
Yeah, a lot of chaos right now, right? I mean, these guys want to get out and run it and use their athleticism, which is great, but there's structure and feel to doing the transition correctly. And then even more important, a next level mentality is transitioning from that initial fast break into a secondary fast break and then to your offensive systems. And so they'll learn, at the next level with the coaches that they have, how to do that and do that effectively.
So look here for TCA, but a second foul of the possession, their fourth of this opening quarter. Yoldis Jimenez, who had just checked in just a few moments ago, will go to the free throw line. You talked about, this being a sign of buying in and quality from the free throw line for a high school athlete. It's got to show a lot of, intelligence, mental fortitude, whatever you want to call it, just work effort, work ethic for a kid, because all these guys would have been able to just bank on their athleticism and skill probably almost their entirety of their life. But this is something that you can't rely on just that. You need to put the work in the gym.
You're exactly right, and that's why your high school coaching, most importantly, and then your AAU coaching is so important to development, is to be able to teach kids, especially at this level, how to develop those skills and not just use their athleticism.
5-second differential, shot clock and game clock. TCA shooting 36% so far in this opening stanza. Mason Williams trying to dance on him as the deep two. Good rebound by Osaruyi. They had an opportunity there with a 2-on-1, but threw it away. That's a rare turnover. Just a second in 8 minutes.
Yeah, really blown opportunity that time by Bella Vista. Again, just when you have this amount of pressure and athleticism in your face, it forces you to do things you won't normally do.
Gibbons hoists it up. Falls short, and Bella Vista will take a 1-point lead into the second quarter. They did not have a field goal over the last 2:31, but they've got the lead after 8 minutes here at the LaPorte Invitational.
Carne asada is back at Chipotle.
It's our best steak ever.
Fresh, no bad stuff.
With garlic,
Cumin, coriander. It's super tender.
juicy. People love it, and it's so good with our new red chimichurri. You're gonna want to put it on everything. 10 out of 10 flavor.
If there's one thing I've learned in 23 seasons, don't be afraid of rejection. It's the greatest teacher of all time.
Introducing Chipotle's new high-protein menu with real chicken, grilled fresh, no antibiotics, no fillers, ever. Starting at $3.50, packed with protein, Chipotle's new high-protein menu is real protein you want to eat. Chipotle, for real. Carne asada is back at Chipotle.
It's our best steak ever.
Fresh, no bad stuff.
Chipotle, for real. Tight one in a fast-moving first quarter in game one of the day. So we had the quadruple header a day ago that was capped on FS1 with Luhai taking down the host, La Lumiere, in a good game, 67-60 the final. Next home, Chris Sparks back with you here. 14-13 our score. TCA's trail, but they've got the basketball to start. Cooper Jackson gets stuck. This defense has been stout to start here. Gibbons' contested shot falls short. A foul on the floor. Looks like they'll get Amadou Saini.
Yeah, just a little bit of a rush possession that time. I mean, you work the ball around. You're trying to find the best opportunity you can. They're obviously doing the space ball screen motion and stuff like that. You have plenty of time to get that type of shot the last 5 seconds of the shot clock. Right now, Max, coming out of a timeout, you want to see a little bit better acuity, a little bit better smarts of like what the team needs and who they're looking to go to.
Great contest from Saini. And another strong defensive possession.
Again, Carvalho not in. Basically what played the first couple minutes of the first quarter and not back in.
Yeah. I think the first 5. Been on the bench, sits. He might have gotten away with a little elbow. That was up towards the head and neck area, but able to add to the lead and get it up to 3. Amadou Saini. So the head jerk back there of Jackson Hardaway. Looks like there's a trio of guys in white about to check in, and Carvalho's one of them. Not a lot of room from the bench to being in play here in this old school tight Indiana gym. Oh, great defense. Sky's clear for the champ from Lyris Robinson.
Yeah, the Bella Vista defensive pressure is really getting to TCA at this point, Max. You can tell it's taking them out of their comfort zone. TCA needs to be a little more physical and strong with the ball. Maybe a good pass fake here, something to release the pressure, but the Bella Vista defensive pressure really good at this point.
It's all coming on the fast break, and here's some more. Lyris Robinson again, back-to-back fast break dunks. Defense consistently turning to offense for Bella Vista as they start to turn the screws here in the second.
Robinson just shows what you can do with being active and aggressive towards the ball. I mean, real heads-up play, seeing that the guy, whoever the ball carrier was at that point, had his back turned to him, and he saw an opportunity to take it that wasn't jeopardizing where his man was. Now, right now, we've seen Bella Vista basically creating their offense from their defense, which is a good thing. Any coach will love to see that. Sometimes if you get in a funk offensively, that will help you out. But now, again, let's see what they can do in the half-court setting, especially with Carvalho coming back in. He was able to get to the rim pretty easily. Now we want to see some sort of offensive system or motion. And again, if they're going to the rim, Max, and they get that physicality or that contact, we want to see them play through that contact and finish. It's something they haven't been able to do. But right now, that defense has really done a lot of good things for them.
I mean, this game in a nutshell, TCA has 13 points. Bella Vista has 13 fast break points right now, and all 20 of their points have come in the paint.
Yeah, 20 points off the paint. Any coach is going to love that. Like, working from, like we said at the beginning of the game, afternoon games like this, you like to see him work from the inside out.
Mason Williams, they just didn't pick up the basketball. He missed the shot, recollects. Second effort blocked away. It'll stay here, but Saini with the rim protection. Nice contest. And obviously you're saying 20 points in the paint. You can put a little star there because, I mean, 13 of those coming in transition. There's been a lot of layups and dunks with nobody around.
Well, and now Mason Williams here for TCA. I think you and I did a game where he just kind of took it over at the point. He's just got that classical point guard's, feel for the game when the team needs him. I think he really needs to take over.
Looking for their first non-paint points and getting them through Lyris Robinson, who's on a solo 7-0 run.
Total heat check shock. Love it.
That's what you got to worry about in a gym like this, is having your heel out of bounds. So that's what just happened to Keeper Jackson. Not a lot of room from the wall to the court, or, I mean, all the shoes basically are on the line on the far side. Well, that's the beauty of this intimate nature gym.
Yeah, I mean, these guys have played AAU games where their toes are all hanging over the sidelines, so this is not a first experience.
Carvalho shot fake, trying to get back into the paint. Just a great driver. Miles Sadler lays it off, and a two-handed flush from Saini.
So that's a defensive principle that you have to learn, and you're going to have to master at the next level, is when to help up, Max. And as a defender, especially if you're a 4 or 5 man on the baseline, if you help up on the defensive penetration, then that leaves your man wide open. And if you don't have someone helping off that rotation, it's going to leave them wide open. We saw that. That's like the 3rd or 4th time that this has happened. Something that TCA really needs to work on with their defensive rotations.
They're shooting over 50%. It's not hard to imagine why so many of the looks they've been getting right at the rim. Meanwhile, TCA can't figure out this 2-3 zone, and a chance for more on the break for Mohamed Enda.
Yeah, just careless. 8th turnover of the game so far for TCA. And again, this is where Williams really needs to take over. He's great with the ball. He's great with settling this team.
Jackson was looking for some contact and hit the leaner.
Yeah, Williams really needs to settle this team down offensively.
Travel. It's just the 3rd turnover. They're still +5 in the turnover department. Bella Vista today. TCA shooting under 30%. Struggling to even get shots right now in this first half. So many turnovers, and the worst type of live ball turnovers where you're passing it back towards your own hoop, and here comes another breakout opportunity. Just a poor pass. Just a little low and out in front.
I love the idea by Carvalho that time with kind of like an extended bounce pass there, but there's a way that you can do that with putting the spin forward on the ball or maybe no spin at all that will allow him to catch it. That time there's a little too much forward spin on the ball, so when it hit the gym floor, it bit and it like took off, and that's why he couldn't catch it. Good idea, though. Again, back in the 2-3 zone here for Bella Vista, which has been so successful for them. And again, like, you know, a lot of teams aren't playing zone in college these days, but, you know, if this is what's going to help you win a game, it's what's going to help you win a game.
And there is nothing close to getting inside the perimeter until this drive from Williams with less than 10 to go on the shot clock. It was all just passes around the perimeter going nowhere. A stagnant possession that turns into nothing. And on this side, it just feels like Bella Vista is enjoying themselves. I mean, they're playing a fun, quick brand of basketball. That's a turnover again in the second one in a row, but they're just playing hot potato.
Yeah, I mean, when you can get out and run as much as they are and use your athleticism, that involves everyone. And so they get more involved in offense, which makes you get more involved in defense as well. Right now, TCA just trying to figure out something here. It looks like they're not even in their regular zone offense, Max. I mean, they're still, Williams is still trying to dictate where guys are going.
Miles led the team in scoring yesterday, getting hounded here. Shot clock down to 1.3. And right now it's a lot of one-on-one play.
Heck of a block down there. When you have somebody like him down there, you can make a lot of mistakes on defense.
Short corner Jay goes for Miles, and finally something positive offensively, even though it comes at the shot clock horn. Deficit down to 10. Remember, they had a good start to this game, too.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, and we see TCA in a 2-3 zone now as well, which I think is a bit of a good move to cut the scoring down by Bella Vista.
Miles Sadler, deep three. Off the heel, fight for the loose ball, picked up by Mason Williams. Chance for TCA on the break. But they can't convert. A great late contest. Hardaway got stripped away, but looks like they will get a foul.
Yeah, great hustle play on defense that time by Bella Vista. Just never gave up, and good, solid block.
Osarui, the 5-star, the number 3 ranked junior. Canadian Youth International, just came out of nowhere. Kid has got offers from Arizona State, OK State, Syracuse, Georgia Tech, Cal Northridge, but it's early January of his junior season, and you know those offers are going to come just pouring in.
Yeah, and you know, as a college coach, you love to see a guy that is as athletic and as long as him, but when you see he has a motor like that to where he's going to chase down a fast break on defense and get a block like that, that puts him at another level. I mean, that's a separator between him and other guys that have the same athleticism.
Osarui all the way in, lost the ball, and all of a sudden the turnover is starting them out for Bella Vista. The entire first quarter with just 2. Miles, shot fake, side step, gets the 3. He's got back-to-back buckets, and now a timeout for Bella Vista. Okay, this was their man yesterday outside of Mason Williams. They need somebody else to step up, especially after losing Christian Gibson and Lincoln Vincent. And maybe it's Miles.
Yeah, TCA just, they really haven't been able to slow down and find a rhythm all game. And now a couple fast break points will help out. Transition 3 always does. And I mean, Max, to be honest with you, with them having as many turnovers as they have, as being discombobulated as they have been on the offensive end, to only be down by 7, they're kind of in a good position right now to where when halftime comes around, they can tighten things up. And you want to simplify stuff. If you're out of sorts, you want to simplify things as a coach. Guys, this is what we're going to do on defense, okay? Make sure you're boxing out and rebounding. This is how we're going to guard the ball screen. And then on offense, pick out one set or one system that you have that you know is going to get good ball movement, everybody getting their hands touched on the ball, and then you can just slow down and let the game slow down for you a little bit more.
They could manage this last 2:19 well. I mean, this is a 7-0 run. It's happened over the last 2.5 minutes in which They have forced 4 turnovers, and while they're only shooting 30% to Bella Vista's 50%, like you said, this game, it's very manageable at this point. Got to close out strong.
Yeah, they're lucky to be in this position, and we saw, as we were talking earlier, that 20 points in the paint for Bella Vista, and a lot of that coming off of defensive pressure and turnovers. They've kind of cut the bleeding, TCA has, in terms of the turnovers. Now, here they are coming out in extended 2-3 zone. See if they can force some more challenge threes, get the rebounds.
That's a beautiful play against the zone. Out of the timeout as Carvalho just adds yet another dunk to this parade of jams in this first half.
Just a heads-up play by Coach Wright and Bella Vista that time to run a set on that 2-3 coming out of the timeout.
Will Nelson picks out Miles. Wraparound pass to Jackson. Almost traveled with it. His feet slipped out from underneath him. Knocked around. Carvalho ends up with it. They're always looking to run. And in transition. Oh, Saruyi was trying to catch a body.
Wow. Yeah, so, you know, again, they're so good. Bella Vista's so good at looking down floor. Carvalho, one of the best ones, in just a heads-up play. And Osaruyi, I mean, you can't teach that, Max.
You got it or you don't.
Yeah. You know, a lot of the things that we as coaches look for in kids like this, these elite-level kids, you know, number one is length. All right, he has tremendous wingspan. Okay, but how do you use it as a player? Do you know how to apply that length to timing, how to block a shot, to finish with some touch around the rim, and to be a good passer? A lot of times you see kids that have this level of athleticism, they're not good passers, they're not good ball handlers. And right now, he looks like he's got all the above.
6'9", good wingspan. Obviously, like you talked about, freak athlete too. And obviously, he's got some bounce as well. So many of these drives from TCA, they just get walled off and stuck. That's Miles' game in the mid-range. Osaruyi, that was an awkward pass and a strange attempt. Found its man, and they find a wide-open 3 out of it, and it's connected on. That's not how you draw up the possession, I'd say, but got the job done, certainly. That's Jalen White with the triple.
That's called just being a basketball player.
Sometimes it works, and the spins always work and end up with buckets for Williams, who was able to get the assist.
Yeah, good job by Williams. Again, he's the heartbeat of this team. You know, really just needs to control things on the offensive end like he did there.
Carvalho draws some contact. He will go to the free throw line for the first time.
He's not afraid, is he? I mean, Carvalho, anytime he gets the ball, and we see in some of his highlights, just not only this game, but he loves to attack the rim and then do a little Euro step or a little Arturas Kanishevich type of slicing behind the back. And, you know, sometimes if you get some contact like that, the whole point of guys like that in their game is to avoid the contact. And sometimes when they do get that contact, they don't know how to finish through it. So something when he goes to coach down, play for Coach DeVries, when he attacks the rim like that, keep your eyes up, see what's coming at you a little bit beforehand, so maybe you can get that pass, that drop down a little bit quicker.
His first year playing out in Phoenix after 3 years at Oregon High School in Oregon, Wisconsin. I hear Oregon, Wisconsin, I picture that second round matchup. Badgers and Ducks in Milwaukee. Thriller that came down to Ben Brust hitting the big 3 to break the all-time Wisconsin record. It's not a city I was familiar with until prepping and finding out some more about Vaughn Carvalho. That's first team all-name, too. Rolls off the tongue well. Got to look up where Oregon, Wisconsin is. Miles and hits a 3. Gibbons right there for a 2-2 bounce. Heard the shot clock horn go off right before Gibbons hits the 3. A little bit of confusion as to whether or not it was reset.
Rasheed Wallace on the sidelines there for Bella Vista. Or I'm sorry, for TCA. Not too happy.
That was the halftime horn. Not to be confused with the shot clock horn. That was the end of the first half. And the 3 does count. I think everybody was a little off kilter there on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, I mean, just great play, heads-up play, come out 2-3 zone, finding your man and Carvalho finishing and letting everybody know who he is with a little extra hang and bang up there, Max.
Great first half for CIA Bella Vista. They shoot 54%. They've got a 9-point cushion.
No bad stuff.
With garlic.
Cumin, coriander, it's super tender.
Juicy. People love it, and it's so good with our new red chimichurri. You're gonna want to put it on everything. 10 out of 10 flavor.
If there's one thing I've learned in 23 seasons, don't be afraid of rejection. It's the greatest teacher of all time.
Introducing Chipotle's new high-protein menu with real chicken, grilled fresh, no antibiotics, no fillers, ever. Starting at $3.50, packed with protein, Chipotle's new high-protein menu is real protein you want to eat. Chipotle, for real.
You're watching Nike EYBL Scholastic at the Porte Invitational on League Ready. Just moments away from the second half starting as Tennessee Collegiate has a 9-point deficit they're going to have to overcome if they want to win this one. And Chris, they just really haven't been shooting the ball well, and they have struggled to figure out this Bella Vista defense. The defense has been turning to transition buckets.
Yeah, credit the Bella Vista defense, their pressure, that Max, they just continually get TCA out of their comfort zone, and TCA making just some uncharacteristic mistakes and really speeding up everything that they're trying to do, and it's resulted in a number of turnovers and a deficit at halftime.
Nobody in double figures yet for either team. It's Saney that leads the way for all scorers with 8. There are 4 players right now for Tennessee Collegiate sitting on 5 points for their team high. So it's been a balanced approach. They just haven't been shooting the ball well.
Yeah, they share the ball well, and a lot of that has to do with the fast break, right? You get out anyone who's the first one up there or the active defense, the defense creating the offense. That's, again, why we said you love it as a coach when your defense creates your offense because everyone's involved in it.
14 of 26 from the floor. Yeah, Vista in that opening 16 minutes. Missed their first handful of threes. We hit 2 of their last 3. Four and 1 so far in the Nike EYBL Scholastic this year. Their 2 losses overall in the year coming to Prolific Prep and AZ Compass. That'll be a fun one when they play AZ Compass in a great battle of the state of Arizona. A little clock issue out of a shoe. That's kind of how we ended the first half. This venue, this intimate, great setting, with some updates and some new seats a year ago. It's got the cutest, smallest little scores table you've ever seen in your life.
Look at
just
that.
Wedged in that little tunnel.
Somebody,
I don't know how else to describe it.
Fire breaks out. Come and get them first.
Yeah. Not sure what's behind them. It's just into the abyss. And into the lane and hanging in the air is Miles Sadler. It will head to the free throw line. Opportunity for his first points. He had 14 last time out. He was the lone man in double figures. Had 16 the game prior. He's led the team back-to-back outings. But 0 for 4 from the floor. 0 for 2 from distance. Does have 6 assists, though. I mean, for a team that 14 made field goals, 6 dimes in the first half.
Yeah, he's been really good off of transition, finding the open man. And that's a real gift. That's a real art form to have as a point guard. There's not too many true point guards in the world that much anymore, Max. And someone that can get the ball and find the open man, it sounds like a simple thing to do, but it always isn't. That is a rarity and quite a commodity as well.
Why are they so rare these days? A true old school type point guard.
Yeah, nobody wants to be a facilitator anymore. You don't get the highlight reels for making a good pass or setting up a good play. Everybody wants to be a scorer shooting from half court.
Yeah, rarely are you scrolling on TikTok or Instagram and you see a great pass. It's more often a bunch of Cohen card dunks or something.
Absolutely.
Saw one last night scrolling, or from a game last night. Boo Booey in the G League had like one of the craziest assists you're going to see all basketball season at any level. He was tripping to the floor, spinning, and chucked a one-handed bounce pass to the corner. But
it's
those
a name
are
I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, those are rare. You don't see it too frequently. Much better with a dunk or some kind of nice play. So rarely the pass. Not sure what that whistle was, but we got the kids wiping the floor these days, so that's always fun to get out there.
Yeah, these events are great because communities love putting these on, Max, and it gets everyone involved. There's really not a whole lot going on in LaPorte, Indiana on a Saturday afternoon in the winter because I've been there before. Yeah. So, this is great because it gets community involved, gets everyone involved. It's something that's just kind of out of the blue. There's a lot of great high school basketball for the high schools in LaPorte, but for this to come in and be, teams that aren't associated with the high school athletic associations, this level of talent, you see, big time college coaches coming to watch these games. You got Rasheed Wallace on the sideline. It's quite an event.
Let's take a look at today's Chipotle player spotlight, and it is Miles Sadler, who we were just talking about, the 4-star. Chicken bowl, brown rice, guac, black beans, pico, corn, sour cream, and cheese. I'd say this is like him. This is very high quality and versatile and dynamic. Tortilla on the side, just a little added
Simple,
layer.
I love it. Yeah, I love the simplicity of it. Sometimes these guys get really crazy with what they're ordering. Like that's a healthy man and a simple man's order.
Yeah, last night we had the double chicken bowl with steak in there as well, which is just protein on protein. I'm going to try that one eventually.
Double chicken with steak. That is a protein bomb right there.
Yeah, when you're a 7-footer, it can play. It was Deane last night in our third game. That was his order. And I think that's one, if any of us are going to try, it's got to be on a day where you don't have any more broadcasts left, because I don't think you want to do that between games. Horn goes off, and I think a little bit more confusing with the shot clock for TCA.
Yeah, boy, just real, again, we talk about court awareness or a lack thereof, portions of this game for TCA. And, again, Mason Williams, like, he needs to be the guy that is directing that and realizing what the situation there is that they are in, which is a reduced shot clock.
Carvalho, nice shot fake, gets to the free throw line and hits the mid-range game.
Really just clever at getting his shot off in all different scenarios.
That'll play at any level. It's just a high-quality effort. Bit of struggle against his 2-3 zone ever since they implemented it. Mason Williams with the reins. Driving lanes have been cut off. They haven't been working it into the paint. That's vital, knocking down a shot.
Yeah,
you live with that, I think, defensively.
Yeah, it was a good, simple little play. I mean, just finding the open man, a little bit of ball movement.
They're going to get Lyris Robinson with this foul. That is the case. He got there just a split second after Nate Miles did.
As a coach, you'll take a foul like that for that level of aggressiveness on defense. Just hustling, going after the ball like that, making plays.
This is an injury that Tennessee Collegiate Academy can ill afford. Miles, team high 18 points on 8 of 15 from the floor yesterday. Just 5 points, 2 of 9. Does have 4 rebounds today. We talk about Mason Williams needing to be the guy who's going to corral his guys and start to control the offense and limit the turnovers. Does have 7 assists today, just 2 turnovers. But the pieces around him have struggled. I wonder what Rashid's saying right now.
He's really focused on something. I don't know what it is there, but having a guy like that on your sidelines to learn not only the ins and outs of the game, but like how, when you're one of these elite level players coming up, people treat you differently. And a lot of times they're treating you differently because they want something in return. And I'm sure Rashid has been through all of that and seen all that. So for him to be able to impart that wisdom on these young men is just a great asset to have on your sideline.
Twofold, because he's been there and done that, and he's probably a guy who, with those high caliber type players, probably not going to treat them differently because he knows what it's like to be in their shoes.
Yeah. Sometimes you need a little tough love when you have people are constantly giving you praise, which a lot of the kids at these level are getting. Sometimes you need to have, it's always good to have someone in your corner that's going to be honest with you.
After the injury, Ryder Malm in for the first time this weekend. Tie up, possession arrow keeps it here.
So right now, if you're TCA, again, you had a nice play and a mid-range jump shot for a basket last possession, and that was born because of good ball movement, Max. So let's get it in there. Maybe set a little ball screen, penetrate, attack, pass, and you'll usually get an open shot.
Shot clock under 10 for Mason Williams. Crossover into a triple, and he buries it.
Or do it yourself, right? I mean, big-time shot. And again, TCA not playing their best basketball and only down by 8 with a lot of time left.
Carvalho starting to heat up in this third quarter.
He loves that left wing deep shot. That really, if you look at any video highlight of him, he is ensconced on that left deep wing for that catch-and-shoot three.
Mason Williams with the answer on the other side.
Boy, he's tough.
He's got back-to-back threes, but he didn't get back on defense, and nobody did. And there goes Robinson again.
Yeah, you know, if TCA is going to do a video review with the team back at the team hotel after the game, that's going to be number one thing that you see is just transition defense is not there for them right now.
Carvalho, nifty hands. 2-on-3. Tried to create some contact, but doesn't get the call, and it's a turnover instead. And he's laughing up after that maybe ill-advised moment, trying to force the issue.
Yeah, a little bit of a Jack Nicholson on that one, and I think the referee saw it.
It was good defense. And he's been money over the last couple minutes offensively.
Yeah, I mean, you got to commend him for trying to make something happen on a 1-on-3 fast break, but good defense by TCA.
Tripped up and a foul. Mason Williams, you could tell, being much more assertive in this second half.
As he should. And, you know, if I'm his coach, I'm telling him that, you know, he needs to take over this team and be the coach and the leader out on the floor. And that doesn't mean scoring. You know, that means on defense being aggressive, but offense, getting the team settled in, making the right pass and play, directing players out on the floor. Right now, you see him, he's just kind of in the corner with his hands on his knees. He needs to have that ball in his hands.
He's got it now, isolated on this left wing. Trying to use the screen from Vital. Keeper Jackson's only attempted 2 shots today. Malm back out for Williams. Got his man in the air, creates a little window. There's Malm again, second offensive rebound, and he's fouled.
Yeah, Malm, nice nose for the ball, offensive rebounds. He needs to be a little more aggressive, though. When he catches that ball, look to go back up to the rim or be more secure with your passes.
The third foul on the team. And it's the third foul on Diom. Coming off the bench, the 4-star senior from Senegal. A 10-point cushion right now, and feels like Tennessee Collegiate, while the deficit is still sizable. There's a good segue into it. Is a huge day today if you are a Bears fan living in this area, right? I mean, any Indiana fan had a great result a night ago.
Well, I mean, he's going to be closer to where the Bears Stadium is going to be when they move to Indiana, right?
when they become the Gare Bears in Gary, yes.
Or the little Porte Bears. That doesn't sound too bad. There's plenty of land out there to build a nice stadium.
It's great form on mopping up the floor there, too.
I think that also goes to show you, Max, too, why most people in the state of Indiana consider the region to be more part of Chicago because he's not wearing a Colts jersey.
Yes. I don't think there are a lot of Colts fans up in LaPorte. More confusion here. But Tennessee Collegiate Academy, they haven't cut into the deficit too much over the last few minutes, but they've looked like they've been playing a better brand of basketball.
They just can't get over the hump. You know, they have been playing better basketball. I mean, right now they're out-rebounding Bella Vista 26-16, which is great. Again, the turnovers have been cut down, but 19 fast break points they've given up, and that's just not going to win you any games.
Nelson has it ripped away. Sadler goes all the way in for the lefty layup. That's his first field goal of the day.
Yeah, make it 21 for the 10th steal of the game by Bella Vista.
Mason Williams slips for a second time in this quarter. There's another look-ahead pass from Carvalho. And a few guys wide open underneath the hoop. That's a quadruple team. Somebody's open. It's Carvalho. And he bangs the three.
Boy, he loves that. Nice little passing around there out of a chaotic situation. And again, like we said, sometimes the offensive rebound creates the highest opportunity three-point shot.
Oh, he's almost a back court with nobody around for pressure. They don't want it being thrown away anyways.
Max, it would be interesting to see what the routine was this morning for both of these teams, because when you have a 12 o'clock game like that, typically you have your pregame meal 4 hours before, but you do a shoot-around at the arena before that. So sometimes you can see if a team is kind of off their mark or it looks like they're not playing their best ball. It's because it was an early game, they didn't get up and maintain their routine.
It's a barrage now. 10-0 run in a minute and 45 seconds. Made their last 3 shots. The lead is just continuing to grow. 18's the biggest it's been now. Already 17 points in this quarter. Getting a lot of stops, forcing a lot of turnovers. TCA's actually plus 10 on the offensive glass. But you're going to have a chance to rebound a lot more when you're only shooting at 34%. It's a great fight. Carvalho drops down the house.
Great heads-up play, and, you know, pass that time by Sadler. He always has his eyes up, and then Carvalho with his patented double chin-up on the rim after a dunk.
TCA, they're hemorrhaging right now. Mason Williams left alone, though. That's his third 3 of the quarter. Really their only chance right now.
They're just hanging around. You know, they're hanging around. I mean, 17-point deficit is not insurmountable, but you really just have to cut the bleeding in terms of the turnovers and the offensive carelessness, which is leading to just easy transition points for Bella Vista.
Carvalho has already got 13. Would have been a game high if he hit that 3. Such a versatile scorer. He can come at you in so many different ways.
Yeah, you know, we see Sadler here just, again, eyes up, and I thought he was going to shoot that one, but nice, easy dump down to Carvalho for the finish.
Sadler's got 11 assists in 17 minutes. That'll play. There's your old school point guard.
Again, it's something that's easy to do, especially for young kids, is if you catch the ball off the rebound or that initial outlet pass, it's just to simply look up.
Midokoro, look back, no. A third opportunity, no and one for Gildas Jimenez, but 2 shots at the free throw line.
Yeah, right now, Max, if I'm Coach Wright, it looks like his guys are starting to lose heart a little bit, okay? And so at this point where, again, with this level of talent in a game in a gym like this, 17 points is not an insurmountable deficit. And so I would be making some substitutions if some guys are going to come in and play hard, because and sit these guys down on the sideline and say, hey, listen, we're going to give you 1 or 2 minutes, and then when we're going to come back at the beginning of the fourth quarter, you're going to change the way you're playing because we're not going to stop playing hard.
Jimenez gets them both. Got 3 points all coming from the free throw line today.
Bella Vista just not letting off the gas.
Yeah, still pressuring. Keeper Jackson, there's his athleticism. Finally gets a bucket. It's just his second of the day.
There's no better way to get a team out of a press than to break it with a strong layup like that.
I mean, the contrast and the quality of shots throughout the first 3 quarters we've seen. Working around Carvalho from way downtown, hits again. He's got 16 to lead all scores.
I mean, as soon as he catches it, it's going up. And the thing is, he knows how to find the spots, not where he is open, but where he's going to be open, Max. And there's a difference.
16 points, 13 in this third quarter. That might have been a goaltend. They didn't get the call, but how about the bounce from Dion?
That was a goaltend. Rashid's letting the officials know that too, but I think the officials at this point, yeah, they're looking to speed this game up as much as they can.
That's an easy one they could use.
Yeah, 2 out of the last 3 possessions with Bella Vista's press being broken for easy baskets at the rim. Good job by TCA.
Idle gets the bucket. 24-17 the score in this third quarter. Vistas continue to add to the lead. Carvalho comes back door. Oh, no mercy.
Well, this is something we've seen with TCA that they've struggled with all game, is, again, helping up. And then when you help up, you have to have the helper, the secondary rotation, fill back and protect the rim, and they just haven't had that. A lot of easy baskets.
This quarter, TCA 17, Carvalho 15. It's almost matched the folks from Memphis.
And that's something where if you're in a 2-3 zone, like we see that TCA is using against Bella Vista here, if you have a shooter like Carvalho out there, you have to know where he is.
Got to get it up. And just short from Liam Midokoro. But, I mean, this quarter is about increasing the lead, and it's about the man who's going to the University of Indiana, the soon-to-be Hoosier at Carvalho, doing a lot of this. Plays with power and juice and energy, quite a spark. 16-point lead as we roll on to the fourth.
Carne asada is back at Chipotle.
It's our best steak ever.
fresh, no bad stuff.
With garlic.
Cumin, coriander, it's super tender.
Juicy. People love it, and it's so good with our new red chimichurri. You're gonna want to put it on everything. 10 out of 10 flavor.
If there's one thing I've learned in 23 seasons, don't be afraid of rejection. It's the greatest teacher of all time.
Introducing Chipotle's new high-protein menu with real chicken, grilled fresh, no antibiotics, no fillers, ever. Starting at $3.50, packed with protein, Chipotle's new high-protein menu is real protein you want to eat. Chipotle, for real.
Nike EYBL Scholastic is brought to you by Nike. Just do it. And delivered by Chipotle. Real ingredients, real flavor. Chipotle, for real. First quarter that had a 1-point differential, but Bella Vista's just absolutely dominated. Sits +8 in the second, +7 in the third. Got 46 points over the last 16 minutes. Only 8 minutes remain, and feels like they are well on their way to yet another dominant victory.
Yeah, just, both teams are going to get a lot of good video out of this game, but TCA, again, just defensive rotations are not where they need to be, and BCA is just taking advantage of them every single time.
Jimenez kicks out, Midokoro off the heel. Haven't gotten a lot of these offensive rebounds, but every one they get is just continued pressure applied against this Tennessee Collegiate defense. Shot clock issue, it appears. Did not reset. Did something with the clock at the end of the quarters and the start of the
They've
quarters.
been having some issues with maybe the lack of oxygen.
I think the players got up.
Bench over there.
That might be a chance that the players got up a little bit sooner than the folks working the crew here today, who do such a tremendous job with this tournament, we should say, every single year. Jalen White, Mason Williams able to collect it.
Yeah, events like this are put on by volunteers. That's what makes it so great.
Oh, and they do a tremendous job, and they're up early and then here pretty much the entirety of the day. Chase Gibbons connects from deep. He's up to 6 points. His job hanging in the air. Couldn't convert, but second effort. Lewis Robinson, and the offensive rebound starting to really come down for Bella Vista.
Yeah, I mean, you knock the lead down to 13 points and then just give up an offensive rebound off a transition again. Like we said, TCA just having trouble getting over that hump to reduce this to a single-digit game.
It was Saney with the bucket, rather, and it was his 7th rebound of the game. In 17 minutes, he's got 10 and 7. And they force yet another turnover. Story of this game was all about what Bella Vista was able to do in transition. Midokoro only off the backboard. Fortunate break that it'll stay right here. But just forcing a slew of turnovers, and then just resulted in a bunch of wide open dunks.
Yeah, there's a very systematic approach to the way that you guard transition defense, and every coach has their theory and the way that they do things, and you want to stick to it. And right now, TCA just seems like they don't have something that they're relying on. Like most people will say, you protect the rim, you stop the ball, or you slow down the ball, and then you close out to the wings, and just a little bit of too much chaos for TCA.
Sandy up to 12 with another dunk, a great baseline out of bounds. And you watch this team today, you watch them throughout the year. One of the best teams in the country. Mason Williams almost at his 4th in the second half. That's stripped away. It's another turnover. Hard to find a flaw with this squad. In transition, it's Jalen White, the junior from Las Vegas.
Again, Sadler with the eyes up in the assist for his 12th assist of the game.
Jackson no good from the elbow. Oh, here's another opportunity. And Tao, that's tremendous effort defensively from Malm to force the jump ball. A very rare moment on a breakaway that did not result in points. It's a 6-0 run. This is the biggest lead of the afternoon. TCA, there's certainly been stretches over the last 24 hours where you could tell that they really miss Christian Gibson and Lincoln Vincent. Actually could be a spark offensively. Gibbons lets it fly. Jackson second try, and he hits his first three of the day. 7 points from him. Mason Williams with 14. There's not a ton of support around him. A team that's been a little bit too careless with the ball and a little bit too lackadaisical getting back defensively. And then there's this man with 12 assists and make it 13.
Yeah, you know, if I'm Coach Wright for TCA, maybe I'm going to call a timeout here shortly because you don't want to see guys stop playing hard, you know, especially in transition defense. That's where it can really start to make you look bad. And it's not a character trait that you want to have as a collegiate athlete. You know, coaches want to see you playing hard every minute of the game, no matter what the score.
Almost went down for a chance at a 4-point play, but 3 free throws coming for keeper Jackson. Might be the best all-around performance we've seen so far in the LaPorte Invitational. I mean, you watch this team. What really stands out about Bella Vista that they've done well today?
I think, you know, it's obvious that they play well together, and I think a lot of the teams at this tournament do, but they have a system which they've all bought into, which is kind of an equal opportunity system. And when you have all-star teams like this, you know, everybody wants to be getting shots. You know, everybody wants to get hands and touches. And no matter what you say, nobody's out there just to win games. They're out there to be seen and elevate their recruiting profile. And that's one of the hardest things to do is to manage really good talent like that. And I think Coach Wright's done a tremendous job of creating a system that is a free and wide open system, especially through their aggressive defense, that everyone has the green light essentially. And when you have that and you know that you have that, you play well as a team. And so you get the individual outcomes, but most importantly, you get the team outcome as well.
Great thing about events like this, you're seeing so many of the best teams from all around the country perform. Saw the #1 team in Link Academy yesterday, a great Brewster team led by some really incredible guard play. And once the three started to fall is really when this lead just grew to being insurmountable. Osaruyi hits that one. Just 6 points for the 5-star on this squad. Looked like a pretty clean contest, but a foul against Saney.
And you got to remember too, Max, I mean, most of these guys have never played together, right? Okay, so they show up in September or whenever on campus. All they're doing is basketball in school, and that's it. And the coaches have a limited space and time to develop their systems, to get team cohesion, to learn, you know, the idiosyncrasies of every different player on the team. It's a tough thing to do instead of when you're like with a normal high school team where you're there for 4 years or you played with the kid that's next to you since 6th grade. And so it's a tough thing for these coaches to do. But if you have a simple system and you have discipline, then you can instill that culture pretty quickly.
Yeah, when we get the research on these teams for these tournaments, I mean, how often do you see arrived over the summer, right? There's not a lot of guys coming back for year 2 or year 3.
Right, or even what we're seeing in some instances where they're literally switching schools mid-year.
Yeah, becoming more and more prevalent.
You know, and the one thing is you always want to be in a position or with a program that is just giving you the best opportunity. But I think sometimes we lose sight of that there hasn't been any NBA teams added. So every year,
Robinson, oh, they're just getting anything they want right now. That's Jalen White.
So every year in the NBA draft, there's only, 35 teams that pick in the first round for a guaranteed contract. And I think we're seeing a lot of kids lose sight of it. Like, that education is still very important.
We've seen this all game long, and now they're just toying with them.
Yeah, just, again, their transition offense, which is created by their pressure defense. Just, if I'm a coach, I'm just letting them do that all day long.
31 fast break points in a high school basketball game. Absurd. Also had 47 paint points, and a lot of those obviously overlap. Gibbons played some really nice minutes off the bench yesterday. Almost turned it over, got it back. TCA had the quicker start. It's kind of the reverse of what we saw from them yesterday. Came out really slow. I guess opening minutes. Tight first quarter. It's 14-13 after 8 minutes. And the squad from Phoenix just absolutely announced their presence and took firm control. They were 20-4 last year. 9-2 record. The Nike EYBL Scholastic. That was good enough for a share of the regular season title. Feels like they're just as loaded as they were before, if not better. I mean, when you've got the post players they have and then the wings like Carvalho, who converts it, is now up to 20 points. And then obviously it all starts with Miles Sadler today. He's been their leading scorer back-to-back games, but he has been the assist man setting up everybody today. Do they want another dunk? Of course! Paul Osaruyi had a man way in front of him, but he was not going to be denied.
Again, just simple, quick, easy basketball.
I'll have to stretch your imagination to wonder what the point and points of emphasis will be for TCA next practice, but certainly getting back defensively.
Yeah, that's... And it's not just one person on that team. It's the entire team. So something that they can work on, you know. And, you know, transition defense really says a lot about you as a team and as an individual because it's not fun. It's difficult to do. Just amazing transition defense in Osaruyi. That's what 5 stars do, Max. I mean, they make it look easy.
I don't even think his facial expression changed. Pre-dunk and post-dunk can look the exact same. We're in Indiana, so that's just a great Kurt Signetti stare down right there.
And this is what
we're up by 23, but we could be doing something better.
Well, this is what you love to see. Look, I mean, they're up by this much. You know, the game is coming easy to them, and they're all still engaged. A lot of times during a timeout when you're up this much, fourth quarter of a game on a weekend, you'll see players turn around to see who's in the audience or talking to their buddy on the bench. But these guys are all engaged. This is really good team cohesion here that Coach Wright has with Bella Vista.
55% shooting from the floor, and they've held Tennessee Collegiate to just 38. Having a lot of field goal in the last 3 minutes now.
Coach Wallace really letting the guys have it on this team. And again, they're engaged as well. They're looking, you know, what they can do. You just want to find at this point, if you're TCA, some simple little wins that you can get to go in to the next game to where you're not just so devastated by the score of this one.
Amadou Saini to the free throw line. 15 points. One of 4 players in white at double figures. Carvalho with 20. Saini will stay at 15. Then you've got Robinson with 14 and White with 10. Don't forget about the fact that Sadler's got 15 assists. And now he's got another rebound. 4 rebounds, 15 assists, and 4 points.
That's what you call a good day's work.
In 21 minutes. And can we say, maybe most impressive, it's 15 assists to 0 turnovers.
Yeah.
And he hit the 3, too. And would have really done a nice job to cap his incredible performance. Mason Williams. They haven't really been able to give CIA Bella Vista a dose of their own medicine on the break. Done a good job of getting back. Keeper Jackson sticks to the 3.
That's good basketball right there. You know, that's good basketball. Move around, look, find the open man. Simple.
Here's an open man. Still going quickly. I mean, that was the football pass all the way up ahead. Got a foul, I believe, on Saini, who will check out as Jimenez comes back in. Leads at 20 when this has not been a result in question. This is the bonus and free throws.
I think we definitely see a little bit of red and white speckled throughout the arena there, coming to check out, the Hoosiers commit there, next player, and he's put on a heck of a show for them today.
It was a somewhat silent start in that first quarter. And then he burst onto the scene in the second.
Well, if you're a shooter or a scorer, all it takes is you've seen the ball go through the net one or two times and you get going pretty quick.
How nice to have a guy running the point, too, who makes life so easy for you and creates so many of these open shots. Miles Sadler is going to West Virginia. 15 assists, 0 turnovers. Can he make it 16? Oh, the putback dunk from Carvalho. He's been flying high all afternoon. 22 points for the soon-to-be Hoosier.
Just has a nose for the ball, doesn't he?
It's those effort level plays that you love to see. There's the lefty scooting layup, no good for Williams. Came out of nowhere. He was on the perimeter and then just did not give up on the play. Sadler, such a low center of gravity. Game's really starting to open up in the final 60 seconds. Mason Williams has had a great offensive half. 17 points with that triple.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Mason Williams. I think he just needs to accept that role of being the point guard and leader for the team, and we'll see him take his game to another level.
Now, he does have 5 turnovers, but 17 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds.
That's a full game.
Territory.
Yeah. I mean, again, he's a special player.
Got some crazy lines in the box score in this game. Mason Williams, not a lot of resistance this trip down the floor. Just 20 seconds to go. Do they want more? Left wing triple, and it goes. Leah Midokoro, that should cap off the day. 83 points. That was their 8th three, and it took them a long time to hit their first 3 because they were just getting it done in transition with wide open dunks and layups. We'll count that 3 from Mason Williams, who will finish with 20 points. But it's all for naught because Bella Vista just ran away with this one ever since the onset of the second quarter. Now we could look at today's Nike player of the game and Carvalho. It's always nice when you talk about the guy in the open and then he comes out and balls out.
Yeah, he started off slow. I don't know why he didn't play much of that first quarter, but he just caught a hot streak. And again, he's the type of guy where if he sees it go through once or twice, that he's going to make things happen. And obviously, an outstanding athlete at 6'6", 180. He might have to put on a little bit more muscle, but just a really good score. He's got a picture-perfect shot. Knows where to find his spots. And the other thing I love about him, Max, is he doesn't force anything. You never see him take an ill-advised shot, and he makes plays for others too.
Just an all-around terrific day for him. Everything going Indiana's way. Hey, the Hoosiers did lose to Nebraska. Hoiberg's team stays undefeated today, but the Indiana commit looking sensational in a 24-hour period that's been pretty kind to Hoosiers all around the country. Carvalho, I mean, you see these highlights. He's just dunking all over the place, hitting a lot of threes. The putback dunk down the stretch when the game was pretty much already over at that point. Super impressive outing for CIA Bella Vista Prep and for Vaughn Carvalho. So game 1 under our belts. Bella Vista takes down Tennessee Collegiate. So we appreciate you for tuning in. For my partner Chris Sparks and our entire crew, I'm Max Thomas saying so long. We'll see you again shortly for game 2 on this Saturday at the Porte Invitational.